I'm Suzanne Sibylla. I'm the owner of Sibylla and Associates, which is the premier leadership and employee development company.
Overcome obstacles, reframe your reality, love life, and have growth goals. Change and shift your energy. Pivot.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Suzanne Sibylla, your host of Pivot Now, where we bring on interesting, exciting, and dynamic guests who will share with us their tips, tricks, and life and business hacks to help you pivot in your life. I'm super excited to bring this guest on our show. She's absolutely amazing. I know you're going to love her. Let me tell you about her. She is a mentor, coach, a keynote speaker, a world-renowned best-selling author with numerous books. She has 3 different podcasts. She has pivoted in her life numerous times from realtor to business coach, and she does mentorship. She has mastermind groups. She is amazing. She is also dubbed Lady by Royalty. How cool is that? Welcome to our show, Lady Jen Duplessis. Woo! Let's go. Oh my gosh, so excited to have you on the show, Lady Jen. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me be here. And I'm so excited for this. I really am.
Yeah, I am excited too. Yeah. I know you've pivoted in your life and business. So tell us about the most challenging time that you've pivoted in your life or business, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Yeah. Well, thank you for asking that. So I first want to just make sure that everyone's clear. I've never been a realtor.
Oh, okay.
I've never been a realtor.
Sorry about that.
Never. No, I was in the mortgage business, in the financial services end of it for 40 years. And I own real estate. I own a lot of real estate, but I am not a realtor.
Mortgage. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, that's nothing bad to realtors because I coach them. I love them. It's just I wasn't a realtor. But I mean, the story starts with me, when I went to dinner with my family one night and, as an entrepreneur, and by the way, I was still in the mortgage business when this happened, several years ago. And, when you're an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur, because that's what I consider loan officers and realtors to be, because they work inside of a bigger company. And, I went to dinner with them, and as we all do, we take the phone call because the client calls and the client needs us. And so I said to my husband, I have to take this. He needs me. I have to take this call. So I went outside the restaurant and I was walking what I call the concrete balance beam. You know the concrete balance beam, the one where you're walking and talking and walking and spinning and turning and doing all kinds of fun things. Yeah. And we do these concrete balance beams outside of restaurants, in a church parking lot, at baseball fields, because we're trying to make a buck, right? And we're in the hustle. And as I was walking back and forth on this, I was thinking, I'm not serving my client because I'm not taking notes. I'm distracted. My heart's racing, right? My mind's not with it because I'm looking into the restaurant and my family's in there and I know my husband's angry again, right? And so I'm not serving the client. I'm not serving myself, and I'm definitely not serving my family. And I was even opening the door for people, and I was covering my phone and going, "You're really going to like this place." Yes, I have questions, right? And it was crazy. And it was in that moment, I was just like, I can't believe I'm out here doing this again. And it wouldn't be the last time because I had to learn, right? But I happened to look over into the window, of the restaurant. And there my family was, enjoying themselves, laughing, doing little spitballs, right, to each other. And I felt like I was on this train and I was looking out the window and life was passing me by. And in that moment, I said, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I am done with this hustle. I'm finished. And the great Les Brown says, if you're casual about your business will become a casualty. There wasn't anything casual about my business. I was hustling. But what I realized is that in the hustle, I was casual. I was skimming I was like a little bumblebee going, bzz, 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 bzz. I need a little of this, a little of that. Does that sound like anybody? Right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Magic bullet. Thank you. I'll buy that thing, and I was just skimming the surface and I was very casual. And so that's when I decided I'm going to create an elite business. And it took a while for me to come up with that word, right? But it was, how do I get out from being the commodity and elevate my practice, myself, my well-being, my thought process, my mindset to be elite, to be the best of the best, to be the expert, to be distinguished, to have prestige, to care more about people than profits, to slow down so I could speed up.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
And
Yeah.
thank you. And that's when I developed this process of creating an elite business that lasts, that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that is so cool. I love that too about slowing down so you could speed up because that is so true, right? I find for myself and a lot of the clients that I work with is that they're like you said, they're like hustling and going so fast and not even recognizing that they're burnt out, they feel overwhelmed, they're not able to focus really on their business or on their customers. Let's talk
Yeah.
about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, yeah, so how did you go about doing that? How did you go
Yeah.
about?
Well, yeah, I mean, it took about 3.5 years. And it's funny because at that time, so I'll just, put some context behind there. In the mortgage business and in real estate, everything is measured by the production you have,
Mm,
right? And that's how you make the income. So I was closing $50 million worth of loans every year. I was in the top 1%. And so I was doing fine, right? But I was working 8 days a week,
mm,
and I was just exhausted from it. And it wasn't in alignment with me. Now I didn't quite realize it then, but I knew something was wrong. Something was off.
uh-huh.
All I wanted to do was do the 50 million and just do it in 4 days a week. So that was the charge that I had given myself. And I said, okay, so figure this out. So as I started figuring it out, and it's funny about the mortgage business, a lot of people don't like to give away their secrets. So I saw other people doing it, but I realized later they looked very successful on the outside, but not successful internally. They were unhappy. They were not
Mhm,
fulfilled. And I thought, okay, I'm going to find a way to have success on the outside and on the inside. And so
mm.
everything that I am going to be sharing with everyone here is about achieving both, because I don't want people to be successful and miserable. And I don't want people to not be successful, right? And
Yes.
I find that there's a lot of second career people who are entrepreneurs,
Hmm.
right? Yes, there's plenty of people that are brand new entrepreneurs who've never had a previous job, but there are more second career people. And we come into this entrepreneurship with loads and loads of experience,
Hmm.
credibility, awards, if you want, right? Knowledge. We come in with so much collateral, beautiful collateral. And then when we try to, and it's this big, beautiful gold box, right? And we open up the box and it's just filled with all these cobwebs and stuff, because now we're being told we have to do a funnel, and we're going, what's a funnel? What's a funnel? Or Chat GPT. And I remember when I first learned it, I kept going TPGT something. I don't know what it's called, right? And
Yeah.
so
Uh-huh.
now we're doubting our abilities because we came with a set of skills that aren't being applied. That we're trying to figure out a maneuver through and roadmap through, how do we apply these skills today? And they tell us, work long hours, put the time in, because that's what you have to do when you're starting a new business. But I also know that I'm able to, and that you can create a work life that makes life work.
I love
And
that. I love that.
that's what I coach people on, is help me get out of
Mhm.
the hustle and help me find my way to harmony. And that's really what this whole process is about. And I'll tell you later what, if you remember to ask, I'll tell you later what the end result was for me, because it's pretty cool. And now I just share that with everybody else. So that's kind
I
of
love
my
that
thought.
so much because I think that's so true. I think, especially in people's life stages, a lot of times when you're in your 20s and 30s and into your 40s, you're looking to build that career, start a family, all of that, buy a home, all of that stuff, right? And then a lot of times people are in their 40s and they start to reevaluate their life. Like they have all the stuff they were looking forward to, right? They
But there's
have the
more.
material stuff. They have their home, they have their family and all of that. And then they start to think, wow, and they start to feel, I'm just not really that
There's more
fulfilled.
out there, isn't
There's
there?
more that out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
is there, more to life than all of this, right? It needs to
Yeah.
have fulfillment. And that's what I love that you talk about.
Yeah.
Having success. You can have all that stuff and have all, the wealth and everything, and have a fulfillment deep
Yeah.
inside too.
Yeah. You can sleep in if you
Yes.
want, right? You
Yes.
can create a business that runs without you in it.
Exactly.
Right? It's funny you said that, because you're going to be on my podcast next week, right? We're going to be recording, so it'll be out in a month or so or whenever, but you're going to be on my podcast, and it's called Success to Significance: Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings, for that very reason. I had all this success, but I wanted to, put my mark on the world. I wanted to be more significant to my family, to the legacy, to the people I serve, to the charitable works that I do, than it was about the success. So it was like, what is that life after we all break these glass ceilings? Men, women, doesn't matter. What is that life like? And
Exactly. Yeah.
that's where that podcast started, and I have 3 podcasts, but that's one.
I love it. My gosh, you're so amazing. It's so amazing. So this part of the show, we call it 3, 2, 1, go. So give
Okay.
us, go, right? So give us 3 tips, 2 strategies, and 1 action item to pivot our lives
Oh my
forward.
goodness. Okay. 3. Oh, I don't know if I can, let me see if I can do this, because I have 5 steps. So I'm trying to figure out which are the
Okay.
ones I want to share with you. Oh my goodness. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So you're going to have to remind me what the 2 and the 1 are here in just a minute.
Okay.
I got the 1.
You got it.
Okay. Let me see which one I want to do first. I'm scrolling through my mind. Okay. I know which one I'm going to do the 1 on. All right. So number 1. So let me give you the 3 things. Number 1, to get out of hustle and to get to harmony, you have to identify your gaps. That's number 1. When you're in hustle, you don't have time to look at your bank statement. When you're in hustle, you don't have time to sit down. Or you do, but you're in the hustle. You're like eating soup with a fork. I'll let that sit in. Right? Eating soup with a fork all day long. You're exhausted. You're busy. You're not fulfilled. Your business isn't fulfilled. Your pocketbook isn't fulfilled, right? Nothing is fulfilled. So number 1 is identify your gaps. Your gaps may be larger than you think. They might be smaller than you think, but you have to identify them and figure out where you want to go. So often in assessment, right? And I have a gap map assessment, but so often in an assessment, it's, ranked 0 to 10. And then when you get done, you add it all up and you go, oh, I'm terrible. Oh, I can never achieve this, right? What I like in gap mapping is, do I want to be a 10 in that category? So for example, let's use social media. Do I want to be an expert in social media? Do I want to be out in social media, everywhere in social media? And if my answer is not a 10, then maybe I want to be a 7, and maybe I'm a 3, and the gap isn't what you think it is. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a 10 in everything. You don't have to be. If you don't like
the overachiever in us, right? We want to be 10.
I know. That's exactly. But the bottom line is, maybe you aren't the best networker and you're an introvert and you just find it doesn't align with you. Well, then find another vehicle that does and go be a 10 there. Right? So number 1 is identify your gaps. And I encourage you to identify the gaps that you have in your management and team leadership skills. Because so often we come from corporate, and some of us don't have those skills when we come in. We have skills in being a practitioner in something else, but to own a business, to be a CEO, to live in that harmony where you can step away, you have to first learn how to manage, then you need to learn how to lead a team. Right?
So true. So true. I mean, I find that with a lot of my clients. Yeah. Yeah. Because difficulty delegating, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, because they've never done it, right? But that could be a gap. That could be a gap. And that's a huge gap because that will keep you in the hustle. It'll keep you from breaking through those glass ceilings. It will keep you working in and on your business rather than living above and beyond it. Because that's the thing that has to happen in order for you to walk away, because you don't walk into Walmart and see Sam Walmart there. You don't walk into you don't walk into Tesla and see Elon Musk there, because he has learned how to manage and lead so he can depart and not be there for the minutia, right? Otherwise you're tethered constantly. So that's number one. Okay. Number two, let me see, which one do I want to do? Number two, build your team. Build your team fast. So if you're listening here and you're new, I encourage you, get someone on your team now. Now. And by the way, I love AI, and AI has been wonderful to supplement my team members so that I didn't have to hire more team members, which is great because then I don't have to have a bunch of people. But AI is not your first hire. Right? Can't solve everything through it. You need to have some people there to support you. If anything, just to talk to people. I mean, if anything, get ideas by, but so often I think people in the hustle think, well, nobody can do it better than me. But I have news for you. If you're doing everything from A to Z and you have, 2, 3, 4, 5 clients, you can do it all. But if you truly want to grow, right? If you truly want to grow and you want to get out from behind these computers and sitting at your desk all day long and not be trapped and chained here, then you're going to have to bring somebody on sooner than later, right? Yeah. And it also sets you up for learning how to put standard operating procedures in your business, because that first hire will force you to get into that habit instead of the habit of having all the systems here. And then when you hire somebody, all of a sudden you can't do A to Z, right? You can't, because you've got all this business coming in and things are falling through the cracks and you still think you're perfect and you're not. So hire someone who's just that much better than you in that area, in that weakness. Hire them in there, so that you can start building these SOPs. Because if you don't have them there, you're going to hire the best person in this field or in this job that you want them to do. And then they're going to sit and twiddle their thumbs because they don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. So true.
Right? It's you, right? It's you in a different position because you've got all these great skills, but you're just twiddling your thumbs because you don't know what to do in something unless you have, something written down. So I would just say, the people that are living in harmony are, they know that they can't grow without a team. Yeah. You've got to build a team. So often people wait. I say, do it right away so you can start the habit. And it'll force you to do more in your business, I promise.
That's great. Yeah, I love it.
You won't be able to sit around. You won't have the luxury of sitting around and doing all the fork eating stuff, right? Yeah. Okay, number three. And again, I have 5. And these aren't in order, by the way. So now, gaps are number 1. But now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about cultivating a community. You can't do it alone. You need people bird dogging. You need partners cross promoting you. You need partners helping you for opportunities. Here's what hustlers look for. They say, I don't need a community. I just need leads. Yeah. I just need Facebook ads. I just need to do another video and I need to, pitch to everybody. I just need leads. That is so small thinking, right? That is such acute thinking. Because, for example, if you and I, Suzanne, we are having a one-to-one and my only intent is to get a lead from you, or you are my lead now, right? I come and I start pitching you. One of 2 things is going to happen. It's a 50-50 ratio, right? You're either going to say yes or you're going to say no. And if you say yes, I'm all tickled and happy that I gotcha. And if you say no, right, then I'm like, oh, on to the next. I need more leads. Put my binoculars on. I need more leads. But what if I came into that and said, how can we work together to create opportunities?
Yes, I love it. Love it. Love it. Yep.
Because inside of an opportunity is a lead and a referral and a speaking and a podcast swap and networking together and collaborating and maybe speaking at a retreat or whatever it is, right? Being content for somebody. I'm not looking for a lead. I'm looking for opportunities. But the only way to get opportunities is for the hustler to slow down and have a conversation to build a deeper, richer relationship.
So cool. I love this, Lady Jen. Oh my gosh, that gets a fire. That gets a fire. That's so great. I love it. Yeah, because it
Thank
is
you.
all about
Thank you.
community and connection. It
Oh,
really is.
absolutely.
It really is.
Absolutely. And it's too exhausting to do it alone. Ugh,
Yeah.
that's exhausting, right? That is. Okay, so those are the three things I want to tell you. What are the two? What do I have to do for two?
So two strategies. Two strategies.
Okay. Two strategies. Okay, so strategy number one is for you. Let's go back to building a team. Get a piece of paper, right? And write 3 columns: finder, minder, grinder. And for the next 2 weeks, every time you do an activity that moves the needle on your business, networking, you're on a podcast, whatever it is that you're moving the needle, just do a little Indian hash mark or a check mark. I did it. I did it. I did it. I did it. Every time in the next 2 weeks that you're fulfilling and serving your client, I filled out a contract. I emailed them a contract. I collected money. Whatever the fulfillment is, I actually taught them. I had coaching. Whatever the fulfillment is to make people smile, right?
Uh-huh.
I always look at this as finder is green time, making money. Minder is yellow time, making people happy. And the final category is grinder time. And that's blue because that's blueprint time. And that should not be done during working hours. Save that for later, right? So that what you're focused on is moving the needle in your business. So every time you do a grinder thing, like, I created a PowerPoint, I paid a bill, I did some social media stuff, whatever it is that you've done, you will then know exactly who your first hire needs to be. Because the one that's weighing you down, the one that you do the most of, instead of the green time, because you're the owner, you're not the practitioner anymore. You are not the worker bee. Your job's to bring it in. Hire that one first. And you may have to, your grinder may be so big that you have to compartmentalize it. It's okay, I'm grinding in social media, I'm grinding in creating my PowerPoint, I'm grinding in paying bills, I'm grinding, right? And figure out which one of those is the most important right now. But that's a strategy for you to determine who to hire.
I love that. That's really cool. That's a great tool to use. Definitely. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so second strategy. Yep, this is going to be in community, right? And cultivating your. I think I'm past my 10,000 words that a woman is allowed every day. I'm already past it. Yeah, is to cultivate, in cultivating your community. So, a lot of people go networking, and I've heard them say, I tried that group, but I didn't get a business. The purpose of networking is to identify potential partners. Let me repeat that. The purpose of networking is to identify potential partners who can help you get opportunities. And in the course of that, if you get business, fantastic, but that's not why you do it. And I don't think many people know that, right? So I'm going to give you a very easy strategy on how to not be a squirrel who walks into a networking group, right? A squirrel is a collector of nuts. Right. And they're the kind of person they come in and they're like, can my phone kiss your phone? Take the QR code. Do you have a card? Right. All they're doing is collecting and they don't do anything with it.
Yes.
Right. The sloth who comes in, they're like, hey, I'm here. I don't really know. Somebody told me I was supposed to network. So I'm here networking, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just stand here and wait. Okay.
I love it. The squirrel and the sloth. This is great. Yeah.
Okay. And then we have the skunk. Ooh. Have you ever been standing and chatting with somebody and networking and you see someone from across the across the room and their name and their fame precedes them and it's not positive?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
like, hey, everybody, pretend like we were laughing. Let's move over here, right? Because this person comes in and is pitch, gimme, right? The skunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you want to be is the spider. You want to attract. You want to create this beautiful web of opportunities, of resources, of connections that draws people into you.
Wow. I love that. I love that analogy. I mean, I usually don't like spiders. But
I
the
don't
way
either.
you describe
No,
it,
I
though,
don't
is
like
the
spiders,
web.
but
I love
I
that.
love
Yep.
webs. I think they're beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you want to do. Now, the way to do it is a simple process called PEG,
Mm.
PEG. When you're talking to people about passions, don't ask them what they do and who they are. Say, what are you passionate about? That's awesome. Because they'll say, I'm passionate about my kids. I'm passionate about the fact that I'm a plumber. Let them answer. What are you passionate about? You know, where's your passion lie these days? Passion is the first one. Ask them about their experiences. Wow, that's really cool. And why did you become a plumber? And why do you like being a plumber, right? Whatever it is,
Mhm.
find out what their experiences are. And then G is notice their gifts.
Mm.
They smile a lot. They include more people in when introducing you. Maybe it's that they pay for your cocktail, right? I don't know. But notice the gifts that they have. Maybe the gift is that they're asking you questions while you're trying to get peg out, right? You're just trying to get
Uh-huh.
peg out. And the reason why you want to notice their gifts is to be able to compliment them.
Mm.
Be able to say, well, I can see why you are so successful. I would love to sit down with you to see if we have a way that we can work together. See if there's a complement for one another. Now, notice I stay away from the word good fit. I don't like those words. Let's see if we're a good fit. I'd rather see, let's see if there's a way that we can complement and support one another in our business journey.
I love that. I love that. This is so
That's it.
cool. I love the whole peg. That's great. Passion, experience, and gift.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Yeah.
it.
Love it.
So what's
Okay.
the action item to
Okay. Here's the
move our
action
lives
item
forward?
is stop eating soup with a fork.
Mm.
Today. Stop eating soup with a fork. Stop doing all of the activities that aren't moving the needle on your business today, tomorrow, right? Okay, do all the soup things today as you figure it out. Tomorrow morning, the first thing you do is the thing that will move the needle on your business. It's not all of the superficial activities and then finally getting to the thing that will move the needle. It is do the thing that will move the needle. And then you can play with your phone and you can do all these crazy activities and buy new software and do all that. Okay. But you have to do something every single day to move the needle on your business. And by the way, if you want to move 10 needles, that's fine. It's just you have to do one instead of the inverted of the laundry list of things to do. And then you never get the laundry done, right? You never
Yeah,
get it done.
that's so true. So true.
So do one thing that will move the needle on your business and leave all the rest behind.
I love it. This is great. So great.
Thank
Excellent, excellent tips.
you. Thank you.
Amazing. I love
Thank
it. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, my
Is
pleasure.
there any question that I didn't ask you that you want to respond to?
Uh, no. I mean, there's a gazillion questions,
I
right?
know, I'm sure
I love
there is. Yeah.
answering. Yeah, I love answering questions because look, I've walked this walk and I continue to walk this walk. If you network with me, I'm pegging you. You don't know it, but I'm pegging you. Right? I've got you pegged.
You got
And
your
that's
pick.
why I
Yeah.
say that. It's like I've got you pegged. Um,
Uh-huh.
but all of these activities, I walk the walk and talk the talk all the time. You will always see me doing these things. And I think that that's really important. You know, as you look to a mentor, you know, like Suzanne or myself, you look to a mentor, you want someone who has walked your walk and
Yes,
knows
definitely.
when it's going to be a slippery slope. They know when, you know, oh, they're going to get real tired after this one. They know that they have to dig in for here, that you can breathe here, that there's a bear coming up, that there's flowers in a field and you can enjoy it. But
Uh-huh.
we know how to get you where do you want to go. We've
Yes.
been there. And unless I'm constantly doing that I have 4 businesses. So unless
Wow.
I'm constantly doing that in all of my businesses, I would fall back into hustle. And
Yeah.
here's
I mean, I
the
can
thing.
imagine with 4 businesses. Yeah. That's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
to
Yeah. No,
definitely.
look,
Definitely.
going back down into in and on is a choice. I can
Yeah.
choose to do that, to implement something new. I can choose to do that, to test something. But it's a choice now, not a have to or a get to, but I
Yes.
choose to, right?
Yeah. I love it.
And yeah, and I mean, I think it's super powerful. So I want to tell you what happened 3.5 years later. I came into my office, and on my desk was this flat cardboard thing, and I got my scissors out and I ripped it open and I opened it up, and it had this plaque, and it said top 200 originators in the United States.
Wow.
And prior to that, I was in the top 1%, which made me in the top 98,000. Now I'm in the top 200 out of 985,000.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, I'm
Congratulations.
competitive. You and I were talking about, I want to be a 10, right? Of course, I'm competitive. I'm like, where am I? 1, 2, where am I? Where am I? And I'm going down the list, and finally I get there. Oh my gosh. I was at 178. Now, this was my first year. I ended up being on there 5 times, but I was at 178, and I scrolled over and I looked what my volume was, and I had done 102 million. I had doubled my production, which tripled my income. And I didn't realize, because I was so focused on the activities that I've just shared with you, on the right activities that move the needle on my business all the time, right? And not to say that I don't have fun activities too, right? But all those activities, and, had no idea that happened. And I was working 4 days a week. And to this day, I work 4 days, sometimes 3, depends, 3, 4 days a week. Right. And my husband and I went to Europe and to celebrate all this. Right. And we were in Europe for a month, and I was so scared. Could I possibly leave this business? What's going to happen? I'm going to come back and it's a mess. It was the month we did the most volume.
Wow. Amazing.
And
Love
we funded, I think, like $12 million that month, which equates to about $150,000 a month, something like that. And we went over there for a month, and I have a picture of this where I was inside the boutique hotel, and we were in Barcelona. Brian was standing outside on the little balcony and leaning over and watching all the people go back and forth. And I'm watching him through this window. Does this sound familiar? I'm watching him through this window, and I start crying, and I'm thinking, this is my life. I'm not worried about memories because I'm creating them. I'm not only in them, I'm creating them.
Love it. Oh my gosh. This is great. Love
Right?
it. Love it. Love it. Yes.
So I want that for everybody else too.
Yes.
That's what my mission is. My mission, my passion, my whatever you want to call all these fun things, my vision, is to help others see this too. And, to be able to drop stuff and go play with my grandkids, to go on our boat, to go dancing. We own a winery, so we love going to the vineyard, and, we have a horse now that's going to be in the Preakness. So, we're just loving life because we built the systems and the community and the web that allows us to live our life the way we wanted to do it, to live our legacy today, not tomorrow.
Love it. I love it so much. This is so great. This is so great. Thank you so much for that. What an amazing story. What amazing life. And we can all have that. We can all have that life.
Absolutely. It's right there beyond the hustle.
Yes, exactly. So how can we connect with you?
Well, thank you for asking. Yeah. Look, I'm all over social media. Sometimes it says Lady Jen. Sometimes it says Jen. Some of these systems don't let you change your name once you're there. But I'm kind of all over the place there. And, I wanted to mention that I have a masterclass in just 2 days. 2 days from today. I have a masterclass. It's a 4-hour masterclass. It's called Hustle to Harmony. What do you think it's about? So we're going to go deeper into these 5 categories and some more strategies about it, and share that with everyone. So, we have a link here. I know that you'll be sharing, and, we'll make sure that everybody can do that. And so register, and I have a VIP for it, but my VIP is different than everybody else's. The VIP I have is for an hour of time before the general session. So it's a precursor, an hour of time where you can come in and ask me any question about anything in your business. I can't even tell you how much it's worth. My clients pay me $50,000 to spend one VIP day with me. So you can imagine how much you can get in an hour.
Yeah, that sounds great. Absolutely amazing. I love it so much. Thank you so much for being on our show. You've dropped so many gold nuggets here.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. And to our viewers, we appreciate you so much. You
Yes.
got to live your life, live it abundantly, pivot to the life you love. And we're on every Tuesday, 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Pivot now.
Change and shift your energy. Pivot